All right, what's up, people? Sorry about that. It's your man Iron Kong. I just wanted to hop on rather quickly, just to do a quick recording about some big news that we've heard. Well, some big news, some not. The first one, obviously, is Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia and Eddie Hearn have come to some sort of agreement to have Mikey fight on the zone. And he apparently is going to fight in February. Now, Eddie Hearn has been after Mikey Garcia for a good while now. And I mean, since the whole inception of Matchroom USA and the Zone platform has come up, Mikey Garcia has been square in Eddie Hearn's crosshairs, and he has made it no secret. Hearn has made it no secret that Mikey Garcia is somebody who he wants under the Matchroom banner, or at least a co-promotional deal. This was happening well before Mikey, sort of signed over at PBC to fight at welterweight, and I guess we understand why, because Mikey is somebody who draws a lot of eyeballs. He has a lot of fans. He's a well-accomplished light welterweight, and I think his signing is a big signing. The problem for me is that what is a big signing is who is he going to fight, and what weight is he going to fight at? We know it's a one-fight deal. Maybe it's a trial run. Maybe it's a trial run to see what it is. We know Mikey's a very smart businessman, so this obviously is going to benefit Mikey in a major way, right? So Eddie Hearn has what he wanted in a way. It's not multi-fight, but Mikey Garcia is over there. Now, who is Mikey going to fight over there? Is he going to continue welterweight? Well, Matchroom doesn't really have a lot of welterweights. I think I've heard people mention Jesse Vargas, but as far as I knew, Jesse Vargas was supposed to fight Liam Smith. I'm not sure if that fight's still coming on. I'm not sure what's happening with Jesse Vargas or Liam Smith at the moment. But Mikey Garcia certainly has options over there at 140. But we don't know if he even wants to go back down to 140. We don't know if he wants to, try that again. At 140, Matchroom has worked with Josh Taylor. He's not signed with Matchroom, but I'm quite sure Mikey Garcia, Josh Taylor fight would be amazing. That would be a hell of a fight. I don't know who I would favor in that. Josh Taylor looked great against Prograis. It was a rough fight, but I'm not sure Mikey Garcia wants to go back down there. I don't know if he wants to do that again. I think he should. He looks better at 140. He just looks fat at 147. And after being roughed up against Errol Spence, not knocked out or nothing, but clearly he was, underpowered at that weight, and, even though he's able to take a lot of punishment, Mikey Garcia is not a 147 pounder. That's my opinion. You give me your opinion. I don't know. But here it is. Here's the one of the reports about it to back up my words. So here it is. Here we go. Mikey Garcia signs one-fight deal with DAZN, returns February 29th. And this was reported by Mike Coppinger. So, yeah. Deal also includes an option. I'm not sure what that option could be, but we'll see, man. Here you have Coppinger kind of going through it. And yeah, so Mikey Garcia had a pretty good pay-per-view with Errol Spence. Did about 300,000 pay-per-views. And a lot of people were saying that's because of Mikey. I think so too. The Mexicans support their fighters a lot. They come out to support them in the, at the live gate, and they buy the fights. So this is a no-brainer to me why Eddie Hearn would want to do that. After coming off such a strong showing with Andy Ruiz, Andy Ruiz was sort of, I don't know if you call it a blessing, but Andy Ruiz certainly drawed more eyes, even with the Canelo signing. Andy Ruiz beating Anthony Joshua drawn even more eyes to to Dazn, more Mexican people to Dazn, and they had a lot of signups over there. Like they reported something like 200,000 signups over at Dazn, and a lot of that is going to be Andy Ruiz fans. So this is a smart move, especially at this time, that you could keep those people, because a lot of those people might have signed just for $20 for the night, which is a bargain for pay-per-view. But $20 for the night, and look, if you stay, you also get to see Mikey Garcia in February. It's a no-brainer, right? So this is a smart move by Hearn. I'm not sure who he's going to fight, but we'll see. Again, I do not think Mikey Garcia looks particularly well at welterweight. If he's, here you go. People are anticipating is going to be Jesse Vargas. I'm not sure why they're anticipating that, but I guess because Jesse Vargas is also of Latino heritage or Hispanic heritage, but let's see, man. So that's that in terms of Mikey Garcia. Let me know what y'all think. Is this a smart signing, a smart move by Mikey? I like that Mikey hasn't, Mikey's truly operating as a free agent. A lot of people talk about free agency and that they're free agents and they don't have no promoter and they can fight anywhere, but they don't fight anywhere. Mikey Garcia is operating like a true free agent in boxing. Fights at PBC, but if there's a good option for him at Dazn, why not take it? You know, they have the money, they want to spend it on you. You know, if it's going to benefit you in the long run, go ahead and take it, because we know people turn down opportunities all the time for the sake of loyalty, which is absolutely ridiculous. When you're in the ring getting punched up in your face, it's just you getting punched up in the face. So you need to take any opportunity that's going to make your life better, that's going to compensate you the best at the moment for you to get punched in the face and the stomach. That's Mikey Garcia. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section on the replay. So next thing we have, well, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury and Ben Davison have decided to part ways, which is a big shocker. Ben Davison is a young trainer. For me anyway, he was unknown before he signed with Tyson Fury to train him. And yeah, a lot of people credit him with keeping Tyson sharp. You know, Tyson left Team Fury, his uncle, his dad, and went to work with Ben Davison, which that was also critiqued. But since they've been together, Tyson has looked decent. He's come down in weight, and he really has had success. So let me share the screen for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So Tyson Fury splits with Ben Davison. I call him Davidson. Sorry, it's Davison. And yeah, which took everybody by surprise, because Tyson is coming up on the Deontay Wilder fight, and it's very strange for people to leave a trainer because the fight is not very far away. I think the fight is like February 22nd. So, you know, it's not very far away. So who's he going to pick to push him forward in that fight? I'm not sure if this is a great move by Tyson. Maybe, I don't know what the issue was. Davison said in his tweet, as you can see here, that him and Tyson had to make decisions for their careers. And that resulted in their working relationship coming to an end. But they remain friends, and he will smash the Dazn, referring to Deontay Wilder. I don't know what this is. I don't know what decision they had to make. I don't think nobody will know. Maybe it'll come out later. But Tyson has been really, you know, in America doing his thing. I mean, I think Tyson indicated, you know, before the first Wilder fight that he will continue his career in America. Tyson is involved in a lot of different things. He's in WWE. You know, he's making a lot of appearances on TV, on the internet. So Tyson is doing a lot of things for himself and to push his brand. I'm not sure if any of that has to do anything with this. That's just me talking about what Tyson is doing. But what do y'all think? Tyson Fury has left Ben Davidson. As you can see here, Tyson Fury's dad was critical of his son's camp following the decision over Otto Wallen. Tyson labored against Otto Wallen, and Fury's dad blamed Davison. But, well, blame Davison for Tyson being in poor shape. You know, as we can see by the Andy Ruiz debacle, you can't always blame the trainer for a fighter being in poor shape. Sometimes fighters make decisions for themselves. These are big men. And you can't always force big men to do things they don't want to do. So if Tyson was in poor shape, a lot of that might have been on him. You know, Tyson is somebody who has had his issues in the past. And he has indicated that, you know, he will not retire after any Wilder fights. He will continue fighting. But sometimes people lose focus and they have a bad fight, and he had a bad fight. Okay, great. But I'm not sure why him and Ben Davison split. This can't benefit him in the long run. This can't benefit him going into the Wilder fight. But we shall see who's going to be the replacement, right? Maybe somebody who he's worked with. I've heard people speculate that it's going to be Freddie Roach, but there's no truth to that yet. But we shall see. I wish Tyson the best. You know, I think he's a weird guy, very inconsistent, you know, in things he says, but we'll see. You know, I wish him the best. I don't think it's a great move at this point, as I said, but, you know, we'll see what Tyson does. Next up, like I said, Deontay Wilder is back on his shtick about promising to be undisputed champion of the world, and the fight has to happen. And all this BS. I don't believe Wilder, man. Wilder is a strange guy. Deontay Wilder has tied himself to 2 fights to Tyson Fury next year. 2 fights to Tyson Fury. Prematurely already indicated that they're going to do a trilogy. How could that be your goal for the fight to happen? When's the fight going to happen? Because remember, he didn't say when the fight's going to happen. He just said, let me show you what I mean again. As usual, you know me, I like to share my screen so you can see the sources I'm reading from. So let me share that screen now. So let me share the screen for you. So here we go. It's actually a video. I'm not gonna play that at the moment because I don't want to get in problem with Sky or nothing like that. But anyway, he was talking about his visit to the Pope, and of course he's gonna talk about his desire to be undisputed. So Wilder says it definitely has to happen. He says he's been trying to make that happen for a long time, and we'll see what happens. I don't know what to say about Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a weird dude. He says he's been trying to make that happen for a long time. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Wilder is expected to defend his WBC title against world champion Tyson Fury, against former world champion Tyson Fury in February, but has urged sports fans to intensify their demand for a bout with Joshua. This is a strange guy. Just after the Andy Ruiz fight, this guy is on a record talking about the fight might not ever happen. He might never fight Joshua. Before the Andy Ruiz-Joshua 2 fight, when Andy Ruiz was on, they were already talking about Ruiz versus Wilder. Ruiz versus Wilder. So where is this coming from all of a sudden with Deontay Wilder again? Is it because now Anthony Joshua is on Twitter? This is some days ago. Anthony Joshua is on Twitter asking for people to share the hashtag undisputed because he wants undisputed next year. Here comes Deontay Wilder, the fight. Oh, the fight has to happen. I don't know if Deontay Wilder is schizophrenic. I don't know what it is. But he shifts from day to day about this undisputed thing. He just said on The Athletic, the fight might not ever happen. Deontay Wilder has turned down, you can't deny that. Whatever reason you want to say, he has turned down multiple offers to fight Anthony Joshua. And we know it's true because Deontay Wilder is a very loud and public person when he's turning down any sort of offer. Very strange guy. Here he is again promising people he's gonna be undisputed. I don't believe Deontay Wilder. I realize he said he didn't put a date because I know Deontay Wilder is not going to fight Anthony Joshua next year. Doesn't matter what happens. Deontay's going to fight Anthony Joshua late. They're hoping. When Anthony Joshua lost, Deontay Wilder was the happiest man in the world. Go back to his Twitter on June the 7th, whenever Ruiz and Joshua fought for the first time. Go back to Wilder's Twitter and look how happy Wilder was. Look how happy Wilder was. So Anthony Josh, and Joshua's gonna lose. He has a loser's mentality. What up, 1-2 kid? What up? What up? Let me drop the link if you want to come through, Bregin. If you want to come through, just come through. So anyway, Deontay Wilder is back again, undisputed talk. As I was saying, look at his Twitter from June the 7th, how happy he was. Deontay Wilder thought he had beaten Anthony Joshua by osmosis. And then look at how pissed he was when Anthony Joshua beat Andy Ruiz. Pissed. Jumping all down Andy Ruiz's throat. Then criticizing Joshua. Then after that, saying to The Athletic, the fight might not ever happen. He might never fight Anthony Joshua. So where is this coming from now again? Talking about the fight definitely has to happen. When? When? Deontay Wilder ain't trying to fight Anthony Joshua, man. He's not trying to fight Anthony Joshua. No way, no how. I don't believe it. There's nothing in Deontay Wilder's history that tells me he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. Nothing. There's nothing in his history that tells me he wants to unify or become undisputed. He has never tried to unify the division. Not once. Need I go back over all the times, all the opportunities he has had to unify the division? He won his belt. I think 30-something fights in. Klitschko was available. Oh, he's a baby champion. We can't fight him. Can't fight Klitschko. We're not going to rush Deontay. The baby champion. Charles Martin, IBF champion. Didn't fight him. Let Eddie Hearn let me get you on here. What's up, 1-2 kid?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm all good, man.
Yeah, I see you on Wilder right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going through some headlines right now. I mean, with some important headlines that came up. Mikey Garcia with Hearn and Dazn for one fight.
Yeah.
Fury's done with Ben Davison.
Yep.
And Wilder saying the fight with Joshua has to happen. Undisputed.
Oh, Wilder came out and said that?
Yeah, he went to visit the Pope, and of course he did an interview with Sky or whatever. Let me share the screen, and he said, oh, the fight definitely has to happen, blah, blah, blah. Let me just pull it up. I'm not sure what's up with Wilder. Wilder is a schizophrenic. I don't know what's up with this guy.
Yeah,
so anyway.
Because he said he didn't want none after AJ called him out, and now oh man. And now he's saying he does. But hopefully it does happen. I would like to see that. But
I would love for it to happen.
We shall see, man. We shall see.
Yeah, it says it definitely has to happen. And Wilder said he's been trying to make that happen for a long time. So.
Yeah, but he's been trying not to make it happen more than he's been trying to make it happen.
Exactly.
I had someone say, oh, he tried to make it happen 3 times. I was like, but he tried not to make it happen about 5.
About 5. You know, it's just really, I don't know if this man is a schizophrenic. I don't know what, because just the other day, Joshua was like on Twitter telling people, share the hashtag undisputed. I want undisputed next year. Next year. This comes after Wilder was on The Athletic doing an interview saying the fight might never happen. He might never fight Anthony Joshua.
Right.
Because remember, these people wanted to fight Ruiz.
Right.
They didn't want to fight. I think Anthony Joshua winning is the worst thing that ever happened to Deontay Wilder because he knows he's going to have to fight this man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to fight this dude, right? You're going to have to fight him or Dillian White. Which is it? Right?
Neither. He's going to have a trilogy with Andy Ruiz, keeping it in-house because he's being told what to do. I think the only reason why he's bringing up Anthony Joshua is just to big up his own name, kind of piggybacking.
But that's usual for him, though. That's not strange. But I mean,
right.
I think the thing is, I think Wilder can knock out Anthony Joshua. Of course,
yes.
I think he can beat Anthony Joshua. But do you think he thinks he can beat Joshua?
I think he thinks it. I think they just don't want to deal with any other promotions and any other networks, and they telling him, bring his name up to keep your name hot. And just keep getting knockouts, and then hopefully we can eventually try to get that 50-50. And if they don't get that 50-50, they're not going to do it on any networks, and they're not going. It's just a game they're playing. I mean, they should make that fight happen because as soon as he gets it done, if he goes in there and he gets it done, then he can have all the belts, and then he ain't got to worry about Anthony Joshua no more.
Exactly.
He don't want to bet on it, so
he could have deaded all this conversation a long time ago.
And his promotion team don't want to bet on him either, so they have doubts.
Well, my issue is he's tied himself to Tyson Fury for 2 fights in 2020. How are you talking about undisputed when you've preemptively tied yourself to a man who you don't have to fight twice? You don't have to. If you beat him again, you don't have to fight him again. Why did you tie yourself to him again?
And then you're still talking about all this mess. Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true.
But I don't understand. So
to be fair, they said Joshua got 3 fights lined up too, but that goes to show you that they can just dismiss these fights and make it happen because unification trumps everything.
Everything. I think. Well, he obviously has 2 at least. 2 at least. He has Pulev and Usyk. Both he has to see next year. He must see those 2 next year. Right, but who's the third fight? Who's the third fight?
I forgot who he was talking about fighting again. But I do say this, like with those titles and them unifications. I mean, with that type of money, man, they can put some step aside money for these guys, easy breezy. And I don't know why he don't just like it seems to be hurting his career. His promoters because they're more concerned with having it on their network, and they don't want him to get a taste of what it's like to be over on Dazn or vice versa. And I'm just like, it's hurting because even if he fights Dillian White and he cleans Dillian White out, what he's gonna do is he's gonna get that European audience. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that can only help him. And the type of money that these fights will generate. It's like if you don't want your fighter to make money, if you don't want your fighter to get more popularity because it's a world championship, and you don't want your fighter to fight for legacy, then are you even promoting this guy?
But then I think the whole issue is that Fox needs filler for their airtime, and Deontay Wilder is good filler. So
yeah, but how good of a filler would it be if he had all the championships? You know what I'm saying? What would that? He would be undisputed.
If you gamble that and you lose, what then?
Yeah. Well, put a rematch clause in and maybe give him another shot to do it. I don't know.
But he had 2 fights guaranteed with Anthony Joshua. 2 fights guaranteed, win or lose, guaranteed. That's up to you. And he still said no. So I don't know.
It doesn't make sense, man. Did you catch the fights last night?
I caught the Teofimo Lopez, and I caught some of the Terrence Crawford, I had to go out last night, so
Oh yeah,
I was pretty much gone.
oh, it was a hell of a card, man.
Yeah,
Hell of a card.
I didn't expect Teofimo to deal with Kami like that though.
I had Tio winning that fight, but I didn't think it was gonna come that soon.
Yeah, I didn't. Wow, I didn't see that. I
Mhm.
Teofimo doing that at all on me. I was like, wow, okay,
Yeah,
right.
pretty shocking, man. It was pretty
So
shocking.
it's guaranteed that he's gonna fight Lomachenko next.
Lomo got in the ring with him. He's already talking. He said he needed to get a title. Lomo was pretty arrogant about it too, which I think might could be a bad thing. The way he was talking, like he's just talking like the dude ain't even nothing. Like he don't even belong in there. He's like, welcome to the club, whatever. But like the way he was talking was just like, I don't know. Like he just kind of wrote him off. And I'm like, you don't want to write a guy off with a right hand like that or a left hook who's that explosive. Don't write him off. I mean, I get nothing away from Lomachenko. That dude is an extraordinary fighter.
Right.
But that type of but there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And if he stands in front of that man, even for a second, it would be a completely different result if he lands that right hand on Loma. Because if he landed on a guy who's not chinny like Kome,
right.
But he's got to land it. That's the problem. And landing it against Loma ain't easy. Is not an easy task.
If Lomo tries to make it because people like Lomachenko can make fights exciting or really ugly because they're really skilled, right?
Mm.
If Lomachenko tries to make it a really technical fight, like super technical, super, good fight, who has the advantage?
Well, you know it's Lomo. But unfortunately for Lomo, he can't take a break even for a second.
Right.
For not 1 second. I mean, he systematically breaks people down, so it may go the other way in the late rounds, because he's gonna constantly be on his ass. It's just it's an exciting fight because anything can happen in any round. That's why I'm looking forward to it. But if I played it by the numbers, of course I give it to Lomo. But but you're talking about a guy who's only 22, and a guy who's explosive, and a guy with power in both hands, and a guy who's quick and sharp. Those are some good attributes to go in there with Loma. I'm not saying he beats him, but damn, that helps him. It tips the scale a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But I think I rooted for him to beat Kome, not because I dislike Kome. I think Kome is an all-around damn good fighter. He's a gritty, he's a guy, he's a dog. But I just feel like Teofimo is better for boxing. He brings some excitement. He's gonna bring more crowds. It's gonna big up boxing, man. Plus, I look at things in all different categories.
I think Teofimo is a better fight for Lomachenko also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have put on a better fight with Loma. Like he would put on a better fight. So him winning is a good thing. He's exciting. He's a mouthy dude.
Yeah.
So, and he's not scared. He wants to fight this man.
Scared. And that was funny too because everyone was talking about that, like his mind state. And I'm like, but you gotta consider prior to the fight. I'm like, you gotta consider, man. This guy's pretty badass. Be honest.
Yeah. So what do you think about Mikey with the one fight deal with DAZN?
I think Mikey still doing what he wants to do, and even coming off a loss, I think it's a good move on his part because he's his own businessman. Ain't nobody telling him what to do. He's a smart guy. But if he fucks around and he fights Pacquiao, all his stock's gonna drop after that loss because there's gonna be no Vada. And if there's no Vada, Pacquiao is gonna I think he's gonna whitewash him.
I think Mikey is on, like I said it before with the Errol Spence, Mikey's on a cash out tour. I think he's trying to I think he's gonna be done soon. He's gonna fight these fights for the biggest money, which I'm not mad at. Because Mikey is not a welterweight. He's not. I think the Errol Spence fight proved that you are not a welterweight. You are a blown up light welter, and you need to go back down. But the biggest money fights for him are at welterweight.
Yep.
But like I was asking earlier, who's he going to fight? Because is he going to do a not super fight, but is he going to go back down to 140 and fight Josh Taylor?
Yeah, and a lot of people was talking about that too. They're like, if this guy fights this guy, and if this guy fights this guy, and I was like, if he fights Josh Taylor, man, I was like, I literally got Mikey pulling that off. And a lot of people were like, nah, man, this guy can box. He's going to keep it at a distance. I said, but you got to keep in mind, man, he's fought guys that could box. And I'm not saying he stopped everybody, but he certainly rocked quite a few people at that weight. And not only that, does Josh Taylor have the type of power to keep this man off him?
Is Josh Taylor not a small man though, so
right. But he's not an Earl Spence either.
Right.
So I mean, if he could take his shot and still try to keep coming, what do you think? I mean, how is he really going? He can outbox him, no doubt about it. It's possible. But the thing about Mikey that people are sleeping on is he's got really good timing, man. He's got really good timing. And if you do decide to come inside, you're gonna have to pay for that, man. You're gonna have to walk through some fire. And he's gonna eventually be in the mid-range here or there. And that's all really Mikey needs, man. And Mikey has a way of pressuring guys where even when they're longer than him, I mean, I don't think that Robert Easter could box half as good as Josh Taylor, but to be fair, he pushes his own pace when he fights. But he couldn't do that shit. He couldn't do that shit with Spence. He was just too big for him.
Right. Well, I mean, like you said, right? Mikey Garcia is proving that he's his own boss. I hear a lot of these PBC dudes say they're their own boss, they're their own promoters, whatever. Yeah, they can't do what Mikey Garcia is doing. I think it's a smart move by Hearn and Dazn. Hearn has been after Mikey since Matchroom USA has been in existence. He's been after Mikey for a long time.
That goes to show you right there. Mayweather was after him. Everybody been after Mikey except for Top Rank. Other than that, everybody wants a piece of Mikey because this guy's Mexican. This guy's, he's been champions, a multi-class champion, and he's got a name for himself, and he's gonna bring the Mexicans out. And they're gonna, because they all love him. And, hey man, he's playing the game correctly.
Plus, I think because if you watch Hearn has promoted 2 cards in Mexico already, and he after the Andy Ruiz fight with Joshua, like I was saying earlier, Andy Ruiz might have been I'm not sure if you call it a blessing, but his win over Joshua benefited the zone because in the second fight, they got a lot of signups. And a lot of those people are Andy Ruiz fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that might have just been for $20 for the night.
Mm-hmm.
But now you bring Mikey in and you have Canelo, you tell those people, look, we have even more Mexicans, famous Mexicans, that you can just pay for and just turn your TV on and they're going to be here with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Eddie Hearn is a beast. The zone is, they're changing the platform for the better, honestly, because we're getting to see the big fights, but it's a takeover, man. And and if anybody can't see that, with all the money they got backing them, it just is what it is, And I think a lot of people just don't like that. And it's like, why? You're still getting the fights you want to see. The American fighter is still getting paid. He's bringing the money back home. Why are you so mad?
Matter of fact, this is when I used to sometimes listen to this guy, Goodfella Sports or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He made a point, in one of his moments of clarity sometimes. He said, Eddie Hearn is paying black boxers more than black promoters. What y'all talking about? He's offering more money to black boxers than anybody else in America.
Well, the thing with that is, he is, but with guys like L, they pay him decent money. They fight once a year. They're not taking a whole lot of risk. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure, being that he is an advisor, he tells them how to invest their money. So he's taking the time to do all of those things on top of it. So that's, I mean, I look at it at unbiased is the best I can. I try to be as unbiased as I can and down the middle. And that's what he's doing. He's giving them that longevity, but they don't want to sign a contract. This is what they're saying. They don't want to sign a long-term contract with Eddie because even though it's a lot of money, like, you know, it's not like when you sign with Al Heyman, it's kind of like a life insurance policy. You're getting it that shit straight down, because people do say stuff about Al Heyman, but let me explain something to you about Al Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
He still helps out Paul Williams. He calls him every other day on his birthday, and it's little things like that what keeps these guys loyal to this man. So when this man tells them not to do something because he's signed with a network, they're gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's the best for boxing though, because they're trying to keep it in-house all the time, and that's not good for us fans. You know?
But then he can still do that and
then go back.
Yeah, he can still do those things and allow them to make the money.
Exactly. And it'll only big up their legacy, and it'll only put more money in their pockets, and then he could budget the money for them from there on in. Because he's getting 15% off the top. I totally agree with you. I'm just saying 15%? 15.
Holy shit. Is that normal? Like, is 15?
I don't know if it's normal, but I know he's getting 15 off the top.
Holy shit. Okay.
And that's why he's advising these guys, because he ain't trying to fuck up his own money either. You know, and I mean that's what it is. But
because he still advises Danny Jacobs, right?
What's that?
He still advises Danny Jacobs, right?
It's possible.
Yeah, as far as I know, he works with Al Heyman still, but still works with Eddie Hearn.
Yep. So there you go. I mean, so now you know that other side shit is pretty much bullshit.
Right.
But if they're not bringing up the options and the guys ain't sharp enough to pick up on the options to go to the other side, they're just going to be listening to him.
But I think that's a good point, because a lot of it comes down to maturity. Like Al Heyman has a lot of young dudes, and even ageable in like age, young up here. So like you see how like people like the Charlos, I mean they're young, but they're really young up here still.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So somebody like Jamal, who I criticize a lot, Jamal is treading water. He's in mud, not doing anything. He's not making no money. He's not doing nothing for his legacy. He's not doing nothing. And he says, I'm my own boss.
Right.
Boss, you can make a move like Mikey Garcia.
Right, exactly. But they're not Mikey Garcia and they're not Danny Jacobs. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. These guys, some guys ain't as sharp in the business end as others. Don't matter how good they are in the ring, they're just not that crisp when it comes to them contracts. These guys, I mean, to sign a one-fight deal, you know it was a lucrative one.
It's gonna be one
fight, right? You know exactly what Mikey's doing. If this works out, he might sign a 2-fight deal, but he ain't gonna. And if things work out for him there, someone might offer him something over here. He's just weighing his options on a regular basis.
But then, as a boxer, you should be a mercenary.
Exactly, it's prize fighting.
You should be a mercenary. You go wherever. And you can make the bet, because people. I was saying earlier, you're getting punched up in your face and to your body. Only you getting those punches, right?
Yeah.
You know, you could have a great advisor. He could advise you whatever he wants to advise. He can't advise you to take less. If you're my advisor, you're gonna get 15%. You're gonna get 15% of the biggest purse I can make. And if it's not with your promotion or your network, I'm gonna have to get it someplace else.
Right. But that's where he comes in and tells them not to go, because he's signing contracts with the networks.
Yes.
And if the network sees you on another network, they'll be like, yo, what type of advisor are you? You know what I'm saying? You for me.
But then so he's great for the network then.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's what I think is going on. That I could be wrong. I don't know what's going on behind them closed doors, but they passing up a lot of money being greedy. Sometimes when you're too greedy, you literally give money up. I've seen it 1,000 times, man. For instance, I was in a place and I said, hey man, we use one of these and we could do this amount of jobs with just this one. And he was like, well, I got these. And I'm like, well, I need 8 of these to do one when I can do 7 of these with just this one part. And the guy said, oh no, that's inexpensive modern technology. I said, it's cheap, but you're so greedy that you're losing money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally not putting it together. You're just like, oh, well, this is just cheaper, we're gonna get this. And I'm like, nah, you're literally losing money, man. Yeah. And on top of it, it was a belt and it was snapping. Every time the cheap ones were done, they would snap and fly off. And I was like, now you're even rolling the dice. You're losing money, and you could get, a lawsuit because of this, could whack somebody in the face. Yeah, sure. Like, you're not that sharp, sure, man. He's like, yeah, like not even listening to a word I say. And I was like,
yeah, it's a type of myopia. People have a sort of a myopia, like tunnel vision. They just see from the eyes to the end of their nose, and that's
perspective.
But let me ask you, what about Tyson Fury's move, though? How you feel about that?
Leaving his trainer?
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it. Honestly, it's not even. I can't put a lot of thought in it
because he has a fight in like a month. He has like maybe a month and a half in 20 seconds. He has a fight.
Well, I mean, his performances have been pretty good, except for his last one. But when it comes to trainers, man, and if you're with a trainer for a long period of time, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't fuck with the formula. Like, I was hearing him giving Bomac heat last night. He said Bomac is one of the guys in the comment section on live last night. He said Bomac back. He did this. I said, listen, man, Crawford's got 2 trainers, and they brought him to a place where he's at such a high tier. And sometimes he's going to do what he wants to do, and when the guy gets that high, you can't tell him what to do all the time. But for get rid of his trainers, that would be stupid because it's a good formula. Don't fuck with that formula. Leave it right where it's at. It's doing just fine. He may not have been smart about the way he was fighting, but damn, he was entertaining. And I bet you his ticket sales are going to shoot through the roof next fight.
Nice. But I don't know. I mean, Tyson is a weird dude, man. Tyson, I don't know if Tyson. He's a super talented man, super talented, very talented boxer.
But you're saying he's super erratic too.
Super erratic.
Yeah.
He acts, things he says. Like, he was on Behind the Gloves. He was like, giving props to Josh or whatever. So somebody's like, oh, that's so cool. I was like, look, just wait till the next few weeks. He's gonna say Joshua is an absolute bomb and whatever. Erratic dude, right? And the things he does is just really strange. He leaves Ben Davison, and it's not like he left him months ago. He leaves him in December. And as far as I know, the fight is supposed to be February 22nd. Trainer you're going to get that's going to vibe with you. February, he can't go back to his dad or his uncle, because I don't think they can travel to the States because of their criminal past, right?
Right.
So you leave Ben Davison, and I understand it's not Freddie Roach either.
Oh, it's not?
So I heard it's not Freddie Roach. So I'm not sure who he's going to get. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I just wish him the best. That's all I can say. I mean, I wish him the best. That's it.
He's a talent, but we don't know. Like you said, his behavior is extremely erratic. And even in that at the round table when they were sitting down and talking, once Wilder, he was giving him props the whole time, but once Wilder said something about he gets possessed, he just flipped the script and just turned. He was like, "We're not the same," and da 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 da. You just said that. He's just erratic. If you say the wrong thing around him, it don't take. He's not a hair trigger. So yeah, he's an erratic dude, man. I like him. He's entertaining. He promotes very well. He's an easy guy to promote because you put a mic in his face and people are gonna pay attention. Point blank, period. I don't care what anyone says, and that's why he got where he's at. You know what I mean? Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
Hey, Lisa. Good afternoon.
Dude's a good promoter, man. But I don't know if it's gonna hurt him because, like you said, it's erratic. We're just gonna, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait and see. We're just gonna have to see, man.
Lisa says he's a con artist.
He's a con artist. Yeah.
That's what she says.
Yep. Well, he is what he is, I guess.
Is what he is, man. I mean, Tyson, I don't know. Like, when I see him talk, he seems so chill, as you say, but he gets, you know, anything triggers him off and it's a problem, whatever. But I don't think leaving your trainer with maybe a full, because he's not gonna be training in December. He's gonna be eating turkey and all this shit in December. So he's gonna take January to train to go into February, and I'm not sure this is the best thing to do. I really don't think so. Because what is coming off a high. This man is super confident. Just knocked out Luis Ortiz. Before that, knocked out Dominic Brazil. This man is on a roll.
Yeah, you better bring your A game, and he should know that. And to do it that soon and cut it off with the fight that close, yeah, you're right about that. That's not a great move whatsoever. But but we don't know who he's getting right now either, so we don't know. We shall see.
Yeah. Just give me a second, 1-2 kid. Give me a second.
No problem, man. So what's up, Lisa? Tyson Fury's a con artist. But he's a good promoter, man. You know, he's a good promoter. He does what he has to do. He's gonna sell tickets. And then he gets out there and he performs.
Yeah, man. 1-2 kid. I gotta drop off quick. I'll be back later though. I hope you can come back on with me.
Yeah, sure. No problem. If I'm around, I'll check it out.
I would appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much for coming, Lisa. Peace. Have a nice day. Peace, 1-2 kid.
Peace.
Yeah.